Hello everyone, today we have a special install. We are putting on these illuminated door sills on our NSX. These are actually a factory option. These are a Honda product, which is super cool. So in this video, we're gonna show you how to install them and then show them to you when they're done. An optional step is to lower your window down. It just makes it easier to move around this area. The first step is to disconnect the battery. We're gonna go ahead and remove this tray right here. Using a 10mm, we're gonna loosen up the negative cable. I like to put a sock over it so it doesn't accidentally reconnect itself. Now, this is a good time to cover up your seat. You definitely wanna do this because we're gonna be working in this area. And an optional thing is I put some painter's tape right here just to protect it, just in case. So we're gonna be doing the driver's side first, and we're gonna have to remove this part. And simply what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up gently. Just like this. And we're gonna remove this part. I started right here in the bottom, and we have to just come around it. Just like that. And it should slide out just like this. Next thing, with the trim tool, we're gonna go ahead and pull up right here. You should hear a pop. We're gonna do the same over here. And we should do it right here as well. All right, we got that part loose. And right here with my thumb, I'm gonna pull back on this part, and then I'm gonna push out. And we have one clip right there, and then we should have another one right there. Both of them came off. Okay, we're gonna remove this fastener right here. Using a flathead, we're gonna unscrew the middle. When the middle comes out, then it just pops right out, like that. And then this part is gonna come out like this. We're gonna set this aside. So the next step is gonna require some cutting, and the instructions give you some information, but check this out, guys. This is pretty cool. When you flip this over, you actually have these like little cutouts right here that follow the instructions. It's almost as if they knew. If you see right here, here's a good example. It's like cut, and then there's a little piece right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna follow these cuts, and then after that, we're gonna have to cut some of the carpet and then do some additional steps. So let's do that. All right, I recommend before using your Dremel to cover up the door panel, because as you cut, stuff's gonna fly this direction. Okay, the next part is, in my opinion, the most difficult part, and that's going to be the cutting. As you can see here, we already cut this. We showed you how to use the Dremel to remove this, but now we have to cut the carpet. And the way you're going to cut the carpet is you're going to mimic this shape right here. And when you flip this over, you can still see the shape. And the goal is to just cut this out like this. We're using this razor, this box cutter. It's working pretty good, but you want to be careful. That's why you're covering up your seat, and you just want to take your time to cut. So we're going to show you how we're doing this. So what we did to make it easy for ourselves is we're going to remove the plastic part first so it's out of the way. And so we have this little piece out, but we still have to follow it all the way back here. So we're gonna have to cut the carpet into this shape right here. Okay, now we have to remove the carpet off of these two pieces, but not the plastic part. So we're gonna remove the carpet off of these pieces. All right, now we have to put a little hole in the carpet for the little pilot pin on the Sill. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly, just being careful not to hurt our seat, we're gonna just make a little hole through the carpet Be very careful. And then using a marker, you're going to go ahead and mark that spot, and then we have to drill it. Using a 6mm drill bit, what you're going to do is you're going to tape it at 10mm, and what we're going to do is we're just going to slowly and very carefully drill into the carpet. All right. The next step is a funky step. They say to go ahead and put the stickers on this little fuse part right here, so we did. So make sure you put those stickers on there. Okay, the next step is you're going to remove the third one, the one that's closest to the firewall. Really easy to remove. You just push this part down and it comes out. And underneath here is going to be the connector we need to plug it into. All right, our cable's connected right here, and then we'll be able to start routing it correctly. All right, per the instructions, we're gonna have to route the cable. The cable is right there. We're gonna have to route it through this big black wire bundle on the bottom, this harness. It's underneath this bracket. It's gonna have to come up through there. All right, if you look at that wire right there, this big one, you're gonna wanna zip tie it per the instructions. All right, the next thing we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to connect it. And I want to show you guys something real quick. If you see right here, our wire is going to run either through here or here, and it's going to come down and connect to our cable right here. So we're going to do that and then show it to you. All right. And we're now going to put our aluminum tape right here. Okay, so we cut our aluminum tape like the instructions said, and we cleaned this area off with some alcohol, and we're now gonna put our tape like this so our wire doesn't go anywhere. All right, so what I did is I added a tiny bit more of the silver tape on here just to make sure that the wire is protected. I made sure everything was routed correctly, and then I put this black piece on. You just have to navigate it. And we just tested it. We put the cable back on, negative cable, and it turns on. So we're gonna put everything back together. All right, we got the left side done, and it looks incredible. I really think it should have came like this from the factory, because this looks amazing. So excited. All right, let's start on the right side. All right, we're gonna get started on the right side. We're gonna go ahead and gently pull up like we did on the left side on our trim. On our weather trim. And then after that, we're gonna go ahead and pop this off. All right. Okay, this side is like the other side. We're gonna take this little screw fastener out. Just come right out. And then this part slides out. All right, we're gonna start cutting out our template here. Same as the other side. We've got our seats protected, our door protected. We've got iPro, we're protected, and we're gonna start. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start the cutting process, just like on the other side. Now the instructions do say that after you finish cutting that you wanna just deburr, meaning you wanna take off any excessive pieces of plastic during the process of cutting. And that's what I'm doing right now. All right, we're gonna do our little hole for the pilot pin. Just like that. All right, it's time to connect stuff. And if you look right there with this brown tape, we're gonna go ahead and take this tape off so we can access this little plug. Okay, we're gonna get this blue and pink wire right here. And this is the one we're gonna need. We're gonna connect that. And then we're gonna get some electrical tape because we have to put everything back the way we found it. Okay, let me show you what I did with the harness and the connector. The extra connector that we're not using, I taped it back. The harness that we are using, I went ahead and routed it behind this cable. The instructions are a little vague when it comes to stuff like that. So if you see the label right there, it runs all the way down this big cable right here. And I zip tied it right there, and then I zip tied it right there. And we're ready to go ahead and to connect it. All right, we're gonna do the tape portion. And what I did is I kind of angle it correctly, line it up, so I know how the cord's supposed to be. And then I just put the tape in. So we're gonna use 2 pieces, one here, and then actually we'll use another little piece right here and then right there, all right? All right, we've got everything lined up and we've got everything routed. We put the plastic thing back in. This little orange tab right here, you're gonna have to take it off and put it back on here so it could go back on. All right, it's time to push down our seal. And it should just go down real smoothly. Just like that. And now we're gonna put this part back right here and then the weather stripping, and then we're gonna clean up. All right, guys, we're done with the passenger side, and OMG, this is how the car should have came. This looks amazing. I think this is one of the best mods I've done for the NSX. This is awesome. There's a couple of things I wanna talk to you guys, some tools and stuff like that. So we're done, and I want to share with you some of the tools I used, and we're going to put links for the tools in the description. We use this Dremel 3000. Very helpful. The only thing is you're going to get a lot of pieces of plastic everywhere. That's why you wanted to protect the door, and definitely required some cleaning. And then you're going to need this accessory kit because you're going to need certain cutting wheels, and the one we used was specifically for plastic, which was very helpful. You want to use the right tool for the right job. And then the tools that I've been using literally for like 5 years, and almost every job, is our trim kit tool. We're going to put that in the description as well. But guys, we did it again. Drivers Therapy did another DIY. Big thank you to Elise behind the camera. Couldn't have done this without her. And thank you guys. Hit that like button. We appreciate it. You guys take care, and we'll talk to you soon.